Are you carrying visceral fat without even realizing it? Not the belly fat you can pinch, not the subcutaneous fat on your thighs or arms, but the fat silently wraps around your liver, heart, and pancreas. The kind of fat that makes you struggle to lose weight even when you eat less, you feel constantly tired, and most dangerously, it quietly increases your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. And here's what scares most people. To burn visceral fat, you have to starve yourself. Endless hunger, exhaustion all day. The truth is, that's completely wrong. In this video, I'll show you the easiest fasting method I've ever seen. A method that helps visceral fat start melting away in just a few days, without hunger, without exhaustion, and without disrupting your daily life. If you've heard about 24-hour fasting and felt anxious, afraid of low blood pressure, afraid of dizziness, afraid you won't be able to handle it, relax. This method does not start there. This is a beginner-friendly roadmap designed to let your body adapt gradually, lower insulin safely, and activate fat burning properly without suffering. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how long to fast, no guessing, the common mistakes that make fasting fail, and most importantly, how to accelerate fat burning while fasting without breaking your fast. If you are over 40, 50, or 60 years old, finding weight loss harder and harder, noticing your belly getting firmer even though you don't eat much, this video could completely change how you see fasting and visceral fat. And right now, we'll begin with something extremely important that most people have never had explained correctly. The difference between subcutaneous fat and visceral fat, and why only one of them is truly dangerous. Now, there's something critical you must understand. If you don't grasp this part clearly, then no matter how much you fast, diet, or exercise, you may still lose the wrong kind of fat. And that's why so many people eat less, exercise more, yet their belly stays hard and their health continues to decline. Type 1. Subcutaneous fat. Not as scary as you think. This is the fat you can pinch, see in the mirror, feel when your clothes are tight. It sits under the skin of your arms, under the skin of your thighs, around your hips. And here's a truth that surprises many people. Subcutaneous fat is not the real enemy. It causes less inflammation, does not directly attack internal organs, and even plays a protective role to some extent. So if you only focus on lowering the number on the scale, making your body look thinner, but never touch visceral fat, your disease risk remains unchanged. Type 2. Visceral fat, the silent destroyer. Now let's talk about the fat that truly matters. Visceral fat does not sit under the skin. You can't pinch it. You can't see it in the mirror. But it is, wrapping around your liver, pressing on your pancreas, encasing your heart, and compressing your intestines. Imagine this. Your organs are delicate precision machines, and visceral fat is like a thick, hot, inflamed layer of sludge coating them. And what's the worst part? Visceral fat is inflammatory fat. It constantly releases inflammatory chemicals, hormone-disrupting signals, and drives your body into insulin resistance. The result? You eat less, but still gain weight. You fast, but don't lose fat. You feel heavy and sluggish all the time, and the fat clings tighter as time goes on. Why visceral fat makes weight loss feel impossible. This is the key point. As visceral fat increases, your liver becomes overloaded, insulin stays chronically high, your body loses access to stored fat for burning. Simply put, your body is stuck in storage mode, not fat-burning mode. And the older you get, the more insulin sensitivity declines, the easier visceral fat accumulates. That's why the same diet, the same exercise routine works at 40, but fails at 60. Not because you're weaker, but because your biology has changed. Visceral fat is actually the easiest fat to target, if you do it right. And here's the most important good news. Visceral fat responds extremely well to proper fasting. When you lower insulin for long enough, give your digestive system real rest, and activate cellular repair mechanisms, your body prioritizes burning visceral fat before subcutaneous fat. That's why your waistline can shrink, your liver starts to feel lighter, your energy rises, inflammation drops within just a few days, even if the scale barely moves. This is where the 14-day plan comes in. The method I'm about to share is not about making you skinny fast. Its goals are to pull fat out of the liver, free the pancreas, reduce pressure on the heart, and return your body to its natural fat-burning state. And to do that, we do not jump straight into 24-hour fasting. Instead, we build your fasting muscle gradually, lower insulin step by step, and target visceral fat precisely, not randomly. Up next, I'll give you a very specific 14-day fasting roadmap step by step, gentle enough for beginners to follow, yet powerful enough to make visceral fat start melting away. Before I walk you through each day in detail, there is one survival-level principle you must remember. The body never burns fat efficiently when you force it to suffer. Many people fail at fasting because, on the very first day, they jump straight into 18-24 hours. They feel dizzy, shaky, drained of energy, and then conclude, fasting isn't for me. Completely wrong. It's not that fasting doesn't suit you. You simply followed the wrong biological sequence. Your body needs time to lower insulin, rebalance hormones, and relearn how to burn fat. That is exactly why this roadmap is divided into smart, gradual stages. During the first 3 days, you simply fast for 14 hours. Eat within a 10-hour window. Sound familiar? In fact, if you eat dinner a little earlier, you may already be doing this without realizing it. A very realistic example. Breakfast at 9 a.m., lunch as usual. Finish dinner before 7 p.m. From 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. the next day. No food, only water, tea, or black coffee. Here's what's happening inside your body. Insulin begins to drop. The digestive system gets a vacation. The body starts accessing fat stores, very gently. You won't feel intense hunger, but you are laying an extremely important biological foundation. By now, your body is more comfortable. This is when we increase the challenge slightly, while staying safe. You will fast for 16 hours. Eat within an 8-hour window. Very simple adjustments. Delay breakfast from 9:00 to 11:00 or eat dinner earlier around 5:00, 6:00 p.m. No food changes, no forcing yourself, only changing timing. So what difference do those extra 2 fasting hours make? Insulin drops more deeply. The body switches to fat as fuel. Visceral fat begins to loosen. Many people notice at this stage. The belly feels less hard, mental clarity improves, fewer cravings for snacks. These are signs you are moving in the right biological direction. This is the critical phase. You will fast for 18 hours, eat within a 6-hour window. For example, eat from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and fast from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day. During this longer fasting window, a powerful mechanism switches on, autophagy, the body's self-cleaning system. This is not just fat burning, this is an internal repair. The body begins to remove old damaged cells, repair mitochondria that are bad at burning fat, and reduce inflammation in the liver, pancreas, and heart. And this is why visceral fat decreases first, energy levels rise. Many people feel lighter even if the scale barely moves. You are not just getting thinner, you are becoming healthier at the cellular level. Did you notice something? Up until day 13, you were never forced to do a 24-hour fast. Instead, you are building your fasting muscle, gradually improving metabolic flexibility, preparing your hormones, brain, and nervous system. And that's why day 14, the 24-hour fast, is no longer scary. But wait, before I take you to the most powerful day of the entire roadmap, you need to understand what actually happens in the body during a full 24-hour fast and why it can be dangerous if done incorrectly. Many people hear 24-hour fasting and immediately think of extreme hunger, low blood pressure, dizziness, even fear of fainting. And that fear is completely justified if you do it the wrong way. But with the 13-day preparation you've just completed, insulin has been lowered gradually. The body is already used to burning fat. The brain has adapted to ketones. The nervous system no longer panics when food is absent. Day 14 is no longer a challenge. It becomes an activation. So, what really happens during a 24-hour fast? Imagine your body as a house. For years, you constantly brought food and insulin stayed high. The body only stores things and never cleans up. A 24-hour fast is like turning off the main power, switching the entire system into maintenance mode. Here's what happens inside. 1. Insulin drops to its lowest level. Low insulin equals no command to store fat. The liver begins releasing fat. Visceral fat is pulled out and used as fuel. This is when fat around the liver, pancreas, and heart is attacked most aggressively. 2. Ketone production. The brain runs on fat. When glucose is no longer available, the liver converts fat into ketones. Ketones fuel the brain. That's why many people feel surprisingly alert, think more clearly, lose brain fog. You're not getting weaker, you're switching fuel sources. 3. A surge in growth hormone, HGH, rarely explained clearly. This part is crucial. Listen closely. After 24 hours without food, HGH increases by 2,000% in men, HGH increases by 1,300% in women, and HGH is not just an athlete's hormone. It is a powerful fat-burning hormone, an anti-aging hormone, a muscle-preserving hormone. In other words, you burn fat without sacrificing muscle. This is something conventional dieting cannot do. Why no one should jump straight into 24 hours? If you haven't lowered insulin yet, they aren't adapted to using fat as fuel, haven't built your fasting muscle. A 24-hour fast becomes biological stress, elevated cortisol. The body is working against you. No fat loss, only exhaustion. That's why so many people quit. But you are different. You have completed 14:10, then 16:8, then 18:6. You didn't force your body, you trained it. How to do day 14 correctly. Day 14 does not need to be complicated. You only need plain water, mineral water, unsweetened tea, black coffee, sea salt, or sugar-free electrolytes. No heavy workouts, no stress, no proving anything to anyone. Treat this as a day of self-repair, not a day of suffering. The most important rule, there is no failed fast. If your goal is 24 hours, but you stop at 20 hours, 21 hours, 22 hours, that is still a success. Because insulin is low, fat has been mobilized, cells have been repaired. The next day, or a few days later, you can try again. But wait, fasting is only half the story. If you eat the wrong foods during your eating window, break your fast incorrectly, load carbs without control, all the benefits can be wiped out. That's why the next part is critical. You'll learn exactly what to eat and what not to eat during these 14 days so visceral fat truly disappears instead of coming back. What to eat during the eating window. This is where 80% of people fail. Now, I need you to focus very carefully. Fasting correctly, but eating the wrong foods will still not reduce visceral fat. Many people believe, as long as I fast for enough hours, I can eat whatever I want. A serious mistake. Fasting only opens the biological door. What you eat determines whether you walk forward or turn back. Rule 1. Keep total carbs under 100 g per day. The reason is very simple. Carbs raise insulin, the most high insulin, and the body stores fat. When you keep carbs under 100 g a day, blood sugar stays stable. Insulin doesn't rebound. Visceral fat continues to be pulled out even during the eating window. Rule 2. Replace carb calories with protein and fat. Prioritize eggs, beef, chicken, fish butter, olive oil, coconut oil, ghee, avocados. These foods keep you full longer, don't spike insulin, maintain stable energy. You'll notice fewer snack cravings, easier fasting the next day. Rule number 3. Eat only single-ingredient foods. If a food needs a long ingredient list, contains preservatives, or hides added sugars, eliminate it. Remember this simple rule. If your grandmother wouldn't recognize it as food, your body won't either. How to supercharge fasting without breaking your fast. Now comes the part many people love. How do you make fasting easier, less hungry, yet more powerful? Black coffee, the secret weapon. Organic black coffee. Optional additions. 1 spoon of butter or ghee, a pinch of sea salt. For most people, this does not break the fast, increases ketones, reduces inflammation, and keeps you full longer. If you don't drink coffee, organic green tea is an excellent option. Water and electrolytes, the key to avoiding dizziness. Plain water, mineral water, sugar-free electrolytes, no sweeteners. Most symptoms include headaches, dizziness, and fatigue are not from hunger, but from low salt and minerals. Light movement during the fast, walking, stretching. Once adapted, short, high-intensity workouts. This reduces ghrelin, the hunger hormone, increases fat burning, and helps the fast pass more easily. This is extremely important. The meal you break your fast with determines whether you keep burning fat or start storing it again. Golden rule: eat protein and fat first. Eat carbs, if any, last. Example: eggs and avocado, eat first. Bread, eat last. Avoid breaking your fast with cereal, bread, oatmeal, sweets. Answers to the most common questions. Do sweeteners break a fast? It depends on the person. If they help you continue fasting, they may be acceptable. Avoid artificial sweeteners. What if I'm extremely hungry? 1 spoon of coconut oil or olive oil. It does not raise insulin. Is hunger dangerous? No. Hunger is driven by ghrelin. It rises and falls on its own if you don't react immediately. Will the weight come back? It depends on how you eat during the eating window. That's why this protocol is critical. Should beginners do a 24-hour fast? Don't jump straight in. This roadmap prepares you safely. I want you to remember this. There is no failed fast. There is only a body relearning how to burn fat. If you stop at 20 hours, there are still benefits. There is still healing. There is still fat burning. Be patient with your body. If this video helped you understand visceral fat more clearly, made fasting feel understandable, safe and structured, gave you real hope instead of fear, please tap like so this video can reach more people. Comment fasting so I know you're starting this journey. Subscribe to Live Healthy every day because here, we share health knowledge based on real biology. No exaggeration, no fear-mongering, just a focus on living healthier, more proactive and longer, every single day. See you in the next video.